Hey Miguel, it's Adrian Gomez. Thanks for coming to the camp. Really excited to see where we can find some velocity. So right here, you're at about 105 degrees. Let's see. So you stay low off that back leg, but the direction of your feet and the direction of your knee are facing this way. What I'd like to see is that your foot turns in a little bit and your knee turns in so that you can actually push. Right when you're about to push, your foot is on the ground. So you're not getting the kind of power you need to drive through that ball. So back leg, power to the back leg is something I want you to work on for sure. As you plant here, we're talking about external rotation of your front knee. This is how far your knee has to rotate just so that your hips can get through. It's 22 degrees. That's quite a bit of a variance in the degree of your front knee. And what you need to work on is just trying to land in this position and not allowing your body to have to rotate there. And that's what's really taking you off. Also, there's a possibility of moving your front foot over a little bit, maybe to around here, maybe 3 or 4 inches. That's going to help you open up a little bit further and let your hips rotate, have a better balance. That's definitely a possibility as well. So definitely front knee, external rotation of your front knee. Let's look at the angle of your foot. Looks like you're sliding a little bit. So your angle of your front foot at 102 degrees, which is good. We want to be in the hundreds. I'd like to see 110, 120 degrees. What does that mean? Well, you're going to have to place your front foot a little bit further, and that's going to allow you to just right around probably another foot. You're going to get another 7 degrees. That's what I'd like to see. You're just going to have more power out of the back leg to do a lot with. The last thing on the lower half I'm going to look at is your angle of your front knee. So 132 degrees. Let's see what happens. You can see that your upper body rotates over top, which is good. It stays there, it's firm, it's not moving. But if you could get this knee to come back in this position, you'd be able to drive through even faster with your upper body. Your knee needs to come back. That's what we got to work on. So that knee definitely needs to be worked on. So let's look at posture, ball release. So there's the ball. You're what we would call a B posture, A and B. So when you come back, you're in that A posture, and then you're having to move that head a little bit far. What I'd like to see is, and this is a little bit unorthodox, if you could move your upper body back this way to that line, you're loading, then my head would move from here to here, here to here. That's going to give you, increased command. It's going to give you the ability to rotate better. Everything is going to improve. But that you can see that front knee and how it affects your head. That front knee is very variable, and we've got to get better at that. That's something I want you to really get better at. So posture, getting your upper body back a little bit further, is going to help you rotate. Going into stacking, let's look at stacking, which you don't really do, and that's where you're missing the velocity. Your knee, like I said, is going that way, away from the plate, I want you to get your knee inside going this way and your upper body back. Your head over that rubber as long as possible. And if you can do that, get this head over that rubber, you're going to be driving with your legs. So early on, your head's not over the rubber, and so you're throwing mostly with your arm, and you could be throwing with your body. So this is something I want you to really work on. That stacking is going to be huge for you. Let's look at your front glove. It's not bad coming down a little bit, but you are pinching, which is what I'd like to see. I like to see the direction of your pinch be a little bit higher. You can see here, moon. That's where I'd like you to pinch and take it across your body. But now look where it goes straight down. So we need to be a lot more directional this way, going that way. But it goes straight down. I don't want it to go straight down. So front glove is something I want you to work on. If we can get the front glove right, get this front knee back, that front side is going to allow your back side to rotate so much faster. Front glove. So let's look at, next thing we're going to look at is elbow. Elbow's about 171 degrees. You have what we call a high elbow, and you can see right here how your elbow travels higher above that shoulder than it needs to. So I'd like to get this down. And online you're going to have all the drills to fix it. So it's really minimal. We're talking about 2 or 3 inches that your your elbow needs to get lower. Instead of coming up to throw, I want you to come through. The reason why you're coming up is because of your front knee. Your front knee it doesn't allow you to drive through right away. So that front knee is going to fix a lot as well. There's a lot of things that your lower half is going to fix. So next one we're going to talk about is the release point. So your release point is what we call a late release, which is good. And I'm going to measure this angle, and the release point's determinant of the angle. About 33 degrees. And the reason why it's 33 degrees is this front knee doesn't come back. If it did, we'd have a 48 degrees chest extension, and your release point would be way beyond your front foot. And that's where all of the power and where your arm feels good, that's where you need to be. So front knee needs to come back. You need to get to 47 degrees, 48. You need to drive through that with your chest, and if you can do that, you're gonna start throwing harder, and your arm's gonna feel better as well. The last thing I'm gonna worry about is you're pinching well. Your elbow, your wrist goes way outside of that elbow. That elbow's being used a lot, and so when you're complaining of that elbow and that bicep, it's definitely because of your high elbow and your hand fly out. So those two things right there, right here, instead of driving through, that knee needs to go back, right, this way, and this chest needs to come down, drive through, and then the wrist won't come through. So if you got the knee back and you drove that chest to 48 degrees, your hand wouldn't have to fly out, so you'd be more efficient. So that's it, man. I mean, if we can fix these things, there's no telling that we could get 7-8 miles an hour in about 6 months if we really worked. So next time I'm here in February, I'd love to see you, continue to work with you, and we'll talk to you soon.